Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome to the interactive machine translation for Arabic. I am Muhammad. I would like to thank all of you for joining this workshop. This is the introductory lecture, and I will be talking about some software requirements and the overview of the course, what is the course about, and what are the objectives of the course and how the course works, and there are some rules and conventions that we have to follow so as to guarantee the smooth overflow of this workshop. There are some books and papers for additional readings for anyone who is interested to pursue this kind of research further, and they will be provided in a Dropbox folder. As for the software requirements, we require these three types of software. Number one, we require Dropbox. For easy file sharing, we will share a lot of data, and if we share it by email, it will be very difficult for us to track them, and we will make a lot of confusion. And the other thing is Mozilla Firefox. For the alignment tool, it cannot work with Google Chrome or Internet Explorer or any browser. So we need to install Mozilla Firefox. If you don't have Dropbox, please copy this link or copy the link that is provided to you in the email and in the text file, and download it, install it, and you may need to create an account if you did not create account already. And after that, you will have to click the invitation which is sent in your email and go to the file. For Mozilla, if you did not install it, this is the link of Mozilla Firefox. I think most of us have Mozilla Firefox browsers installed in their system. The third software, which is the most important one, is Translate 2, and this is a translation tracking software. It tracks the translation activities that are done in the computer. For example, pressing a keyboard key, it will be recorded. Making pause, it will be recorded, and deleting a word, deleting a character, and so on. We will see how these logs are very much important for data analysis, and we will see how to make inference out of this. The last thing is our Facebook group. I have already created a group for discussion and exchange of ideas. Facebook is a very convenient way of making study groups, and in case you find some difficulties, please post your doubts into the group. First of all, you have to click this link and ask or send a join request. What is this course about? It is about translation process research. It tries to imitate what happens in the brain of human translator. What kind of thinking, what kind of strategies the human translator use, how the human translator translates a sentence or a passage or a paragraph, translate phrase by phrase or sentence by sentence, and so on. All these processes which happen in the human brain are modeled in complex algorithms and statistical software, which are then given to the computer with training data so as to learn how to produce machine translation or to produce human-like machine translation. This course is not meant to teach you how to translate, because most of you are professional translators, and the objective of this course is to try to find out what happens in the brain of Arabic translator when he translates from Arabic to English or from English to Arabic. And the main objective of this workshop is to generate Arabic data for interactive machine translation research, and also for improving quality of Arabic machine translation, such as Google Translate and Bing Translate and so on. And with the help of the data that we will be collecting in this workshop, we will be investigating problems, and we will be trying to find out strategies and solutions to these problems. And the second objective is to train translators to annotate machine translation corpora and analyze its data. In the upcoming lectures, we will see how to produce and align parallel corpora. What are the learning outcomes of this course? By the end of this course, you will have understood the different types and processes of machine translation, how machine translation is done, what are the processes that take place in the background of your web browser. For example, when you go to Google Translate, you will enter an Arabic sentence and translate it into English language, for example. What happens in the background? What happens in the servers of Google? This is what we are going to learn, how these things happen. And the second learning outcome is to acquire skills in translation alignment, error evaluation, and classification. How these errors are caused and how we can classify them, and what is the significance of each error, and how can we reduce each error or overcome each error in the translation. The third learning outcome is mastering machine translation data annotation. After you finish this course, you will have a grasp over annotating machine translation data, and this will be very beneficial to you in the future in two ways. For example, if you want to follow up your higher studies in the field of machine translation, then this is a good start. And if you don't want to follow up your higher studies in this field, you can work as a machine translation data annotator for machine translation projects. For example, Google will need a lot of human annotators in order to produce gold data or correct data so as to train their servers for the machine translation, and so on. The most important software which we are going to work with is a translog. Translog is a software that records your translation events, for example, keystrokes, time, pauses. It saves your work for further data analysis, and it produces your work in XML format, which is somewhat like HTML. If you don't know these terms, it's okay. You will learn about them in the next segments. The data generated by Translog can be used to inspect several problems in translation. For example, translatability, whether a text is translatable or not, and the difficulty of the source text, how difficult is a source text is difficult to translate, whether from English to Arabic or from Arabic to English, and how far the translation output is good. This is the quality of the translation, and we will be having a lot of discussion to evaluate the translation output which is produced by Google Translation. We will have a segment on this, and you will see that in the next classes. The data produced by Translog also provides insights to improve machine translation processes and quality. You will see this by the end of the course. In order to install Translog, this link, it is here. I will send it to your emails along with the link of this lecture. The setup file is hosted in Dropbox, and once you open this web page, you go to download. From download, you select direct download. It is now downloading. After it finishes downloading, you can select open. It will give you this security warning. You can just select run, and you can select next. Here you can select the folder, whether you want to install it in C or D or E or F or any directory, and here whether you want to install it for every user in your system or not. I will leave it as it is. Click next, and now the installer is ready to install Translog. Click next, then click yes. Now it is already installed. Now you see in our desktop we have two icons. This is the icon of Translog, and it is named Translog Supervisor, and this is Translog User. We will be working with Translog User, and in some occasions we will be working with Translog Supervisor. Now let's have a look what it is about. This is the graphical user interface of the Translog. You can open a project. We will send you these projects. For example, this one is P1 project. And then you can start logging. It was for one of the Indian languages, and as you see, this is the source text, which is in English, and this is the target text, which is in Kannada. It is one of the languages spoken in India. And you see all sentences are aligned. What is the meaning of aligned? Each sentence is typed in front of its corresponding sentence in the original file, in the original text, sorry. You see this is a sentence in English, and this is a sentence in Kannada. This is also a sentence in English, and this is a sentence in Kannada. When we work in Arabic, we should type each sentence in front of the English sentence. If we do like this, for example, it will not be good. So now the corpus is not aligned. Our data is not aligned, because the software will align this sentence with this line, and it will align this sentence with this line, and it will align this sentence with this line, which is a continuation of the previous one. So there will be a lot of confusion. After you finish the translation, you click stop logging. For now I will not save changes, because it is not important for us. I just wanted to give you an overview of how Translog works. We will send you the source text of English, which is to be translated into Arabic in the next few days. I will not save it. I will quit. And you do not need to create any files with Translog. We will provide you with the files, so don't worry about that. And I would like also to assure you that we will be translating a few lines of English into Arabic, so you don't have to work for so many hours. Maybe you can finish it within half an hour, and that's it. Maybe less than half an hour. There are some rules that we have to follow in order to guarantee a smooth flow of the workshop. Please follow these rules strictly. Number one, please complete the tasks on time. Each task is connected to the other one in a pipeline fashion. Each task is dependent on the previous one. If a task is not completed, then you cannot proceed to the next task. If you are late in finishing a task, then you may not be able to continue the course. However, we will give you sufficient time to finish each task. we will give 1 day or 2 days depending on the complexity of the task, and if you have any difficulties, please post them in our Facebook group. Please strictly follow the naming conventions in your folders. The other request is I request you not to edit, add or delete data of other participants. And one more important thing is that please do not copy from each other. If you copy from each other, the data of this workshop will be contaminated and the result will be flawed. The ultimate goal of this workshop will not be achieved. And I would like to invite your attention to this fact that you cannot work from your mobile or tablet. You can work only from your PC or laptop. And if you face any difficulty, please post to our Facebook group. The last request is to observe the modern standard Arabic spelling, the correct spelling. For example, this preposition to is translated into Arabic ila, and ila is written like this. Ila is typed like this: I lam alif maqsura. Not this one. We can read this ila. We can tolerate the mistake. Okay, I mean, if we find this in Facebook page or in a newspaper, we can tolerate that. We know that this word is ila, and some Arab countries write alif maqsura like ya. So it is not this one, and it is not this one. So I request you to pay attention to the hamzated alif and non-hamzated alif, and to alif maqsura and to ya. I think that is the end of this section. If you find any difficulties in the installation of softwares, please do post on Facebook, and I will see you in the next segment. Thank you.